Welcome to Uniquely Female Troubles. My name is Leslie Wells. Today I'm going to read a poem that I wrote on 12/9/2023. It's called Flowers. I try not to step on the blooming weeds that grow between the bricks on my driveway. People call them weeds. I call them beautiful, strong, brave survivors. How many of us are flowers growing between the bricks, trying to raise our faces to the sun and bloom? How many? And that's one thing that has always amazed me about plants. And they really have a drive to grow and to reach the sunlight. And you can see plants growing out from underneath rocks, even from underneath the buildings. And I have a brick driveway, and I do have little blooming plants that come up between the bricks. And I just think they're amazing. They come much harder, they have to work than plants that have been planted inside a flower bed, where the owner of that flower bed tries to make everything as optimum as possible for plants to grow and to thrive and to bloom. Think how easy the plants in the flower bed have it compared to the plants that are growing up between cinder blocks or between bricks. You could see plants growing between inside cracks of the sidewalk or different kinds of concrete. They're always trying to get to the sun. They're always trying to live. They're always trying to bloom. And that's how we are. We have a survival instinct. There's something inside of us that wants to live and that wants to thrive and that wants to bloom. And another thing that's interesting, if you turn over a rock and there is a plant under there that is growing, it's not going to be green. It's going to be white. I don't know if it's pure white, but it's going to be whitish. And the reason that is because photosynthesis is not occurring. And photosynthesis is a process that turns the sunlight into the food for the plants, and that is what turns plants green. That's why plants are green, is photosynthesis. And photo means light. And if there's no photo or light, then they're not turning green because they're not getting that process is not happening. And I really wonder, how do plants even survive if they're not getting enough sunlight to even be green, but somehow they do? And then when you turn over that rock, imagine how good that plant feels when you turn over that rock and all of a sudden all that beautiful sunlight comes down onto the plant. I wonder if that must be like the best feeling in the entire world for the plants. And when you take people, there are people trying to live that have rocks on top of them. Other people have piled rocks on top of them. Life has piled rocks on top of them. Circumstances, different physical disabilities, whatever. A lot of us have tried to live our lives under rocks. Not that we want to be under the rocks, but unfortunately we are. But then one day, either through our own efforts or through the efforts of other people, which usually it's a combination of both. I think if a person's under a rock that they can't move, I doubt they're ever going to be able to move it totally on their own. But with some help, like I got help through my first therapist. And he was with me and he helped me turn over that first giant rock that was on top of me. And when that rock finally gets turned over and you're not under it anymore, that is the best feeling in the whole wide world. And I wonder if a plant feels that way. I mean, maybe I'm anthropomorphizing the plant too much, but the fact remains is it's growing there and it's alive, but it's not living its full life, because part of a plant's full life is photosynthesis. So I wish you all much happy photosynthesis in the next few days and for the rest of your life. Thank you very much for watching this video. Have a great day. Bye.